Welcome to Paul's Mindset and Attitude Training Program, where changes take place. Now, what I'm going to share in this video is actually a three-part series. It's for real estate agents, real estate brokers, and realtors. How to change your game as a real estate agent in producing more sales. In this first part that I'm going to share with you is talking about, and I'm sharing with you how to develop the right mindset and characteristics in becoming a dynamic salesperson. Because whether we like it or not, we're all salespeople. And there are 3 steps in part number 1. And one of the things that I've learned over the years, especially the last 9 months, speaking with hundreds of agents, and speaking with over 1,000 for sale by owners, there's one thing that I've learned, and that word is value. The sellers are looking for value in agents, and the agents don't know what their value is or what their skill is. Therefore, they don't get a lot of contracts, and that may be you. Does that make sense? So before we dig into the topic, I want you to buckle up. Keep an open mind, receive this information, apply this information, and watch you change your game. Hit the subscription button below, tap the like button, share your comments, let me know whether you agree or disagree, and share your thoughts. And watch the video to the end because the algorithm pushed the video to other real estate agents. Now, for part number 1 on how to change your game as a real estate agent. All right, guys, welcome to part number 1 of a 3-part series on how to change your game as a real estate agent. Now, part number 1 is develop your mindset of a dynamic salesperson. Okay? Because what you have to understand and you have to really receive is that you're not really a real estate agent. You are a salesperson, especially in the beginning. That's the problem. So I've learned that a lot of real estate agents are being taught the wrong thing or the wrong information. Most agents are being taught, especially this day and age, basically how not to get sued. So they're learning more about legalities than really offering and learning value and becoming valuable so they could sell value, so they could get more contracts with the seller. And one of the things that I've learned, as I mentioned before, speaking with hundreds of agents over the past 9 months, working with real estate agents right now as clients, speaking with over 1,000 for sale by owners over 8, 9 months, there's one word that they have in common, and that is value. The sellers or the for sale by owners don't truly see values in agent, and then the agents don't know their skill or how valuable it is, so they don't know how to convey value to the seller. Now, what the seller looks at is the real estate agent company they work for, whether it's a Remax or Keller Williams or one of those big companies. So you have a challenge. And so if you keep an open mind and you really develop the mindset and the characteristics of a dynamic salesperson, your game will change. Now, buckle up, keep an open mind, and before we dig into the topic, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscription button below, and subscribe. And also share your comments and your thoughts and your opinions. I really want to know how you feel about this. And also watch the video to the end because the algorithms will push the video out to other real estate agents. Now, buckle up and let's dig into this. Okay. Now, part one is develop your mindset of a dynamic salesperson. And the number one thing we always have to do, especially as we get older, is we don't like to make changes. But you have to make changes in this environment if you want to grow as a real estate agent and you want to be a top real estate agent producer. Well, you got to change your mindset. And when you change your mindset, you're changing your language. And when you change your language, you actually are changing your actions. Why? Because your actions are tied to what? Your thoughts. It's just that simple. Does that make sense? So now, three steps that you need to do in part number one. The first thing you have to know is this: a salesperson versus an agent. Now, training agents, and I want to put a disclaimer, I'm not a real estate agent. However, I do have agents that are my clients that I train them how to change their game as a real estate agent to produce more sales. I also teach them how to cold call. I do cold calls with them and set them up appointments with for sale by owners so they could get more contracts. So I just want to put that out there just to let you guys know. Now, there is a difference between a salesperson and an agent, and you're actually a both. In the beginning, what you must learn to do is you have to become a salesperson. And what a salesperson does is they know how to tell stories. They know how to engage the seller. They know how to sell their value and give their value and show their value. Because at the end of the day, what the seller is looking for is a top salesperson, believe it or not, that has value that can do what? Sell their property. That's what they're looking for. On the flip side, is most agents don't realize that, so they don't know how to sell the value that they don't even know they have, right? Does that make sense? But once you understand that you are a salesperson and you can show and give your value and offer your value, and the seller hires you, now you become an agent. And the agent is representation, is doing the administrative stuff. Now that's when the square footages and the analytics and the analysis and all of that becomes valuable. But in the beginning, in my opinion, it doesn't. Does that make sense? Because what is everyone looking to do? Everyone wants to buy value. What does money follow? Money follows value. Well, who has the money? The people that are looking for value. What do sellers or for sale by owners really looking for? Value. A valuable agent, not a listing agent, an agent that knows how to sell properties. It's that simple, guys. Think about it. So, number one is understand salesperson versus agent. You are both. I'm an agent to my real estate clients. When I cold call, I'm cold calling on their behalf, right? I train them to do what I do, right? That's what it is. Okay. Now, number two is this is very important is what is your skill and how valuable is your skill? Why do I bring that up and why is that important? It blows my mind the high percent of real estate agents that I've spoken with, including my clients, couldn't really answer that question when I asked them, what is your skill and how valuable is your skill? They were flabbergasted. Their path of least resistance. I'm a real estate agent. What does that mean? Have you thought about it? What does real estate agent mean? What does it mean? You're an agent of real estate, right? But how do you become an agent to real estate? You have to learn how to sell it. You have to learn how to sell the person who wants to sell the property, right? So if you don't know your skill, how can you know how valuable it is or not when the sellers reject you? When someone asks me, Paul, what do you do? It's very simple. I can answer it in 5 words or less. I solve sales problems, period. I added that extra word, period, because I want to emphasize it. And the word sales answers everything. They don't need to question it. They already know I solve sales problems. That's what a seller wants to know. Can this agent solve the sales problem that they have? Right? So the objections they give you, I don't need an agent. I don't want an agent. Bring me a buyer, pay your commission. I'm sure you've heard that. I need time to think about it. I could sell it on my own. Right? Those are just a path of least resistance to get you off the phone because they don't see no value in you. But the real objection is they don't see value. Why? Because you don't know what your skill is and how valuable or invaluable your skill is. So they make a predetermination on you. That simple, guys. Does that make sense? Now, number three, how to sell your value, right? And I got a parentheses here, commodity. You must understand and know that when you're trying to earn the relationship to a seller or for sale by owner, or if you're in any other selling industry, you are the commodity. You are what they buying. You are what they're rejecting. You got the most valuable product and service. If they don't buy into you, that's irrelevant, right? You may know how to sell properties, but if you don't know how to convey that to the seller, you're not going to get more new contracts, right? So if you don't know your skill, how valuable it is, how do you expect to sell your value, show your value, give your value, and offer your value without conviction, without confidence, without enthusiasm, without passion, without excitement, all of those things, right? Well, first you have to know your skill and how valuable it is. Well, first you have to know that you are a salesperson versus an agent in the beginning. And if you can master these three, it changes your game forever. It does. I have a saying, and my people laugh at it, but it's true. I eat for sale by owners for breakfast. I spit them out for lunch, and I serve them for dinner. I mean, no disrespect to them. What I'm saying is that I know my skill and my value so well that it's hard for them to tell me no to get an appointment with my client agent. And there are times they want to hire me to go directly, and I can't sell real estate because I'm not an agent. Does that make sense? So, step part number one is develop your mindset of a dynamic salesperson. And the three steps that you need to do and master is becoming a dynamic salesperson and a more powerful agent. And you will change your game. Number two, really ask yourself and know what your value is on your skill or what your skill is and how valuable your skill really is. And you have to be honest with yourself about it. And then number three, once you know that, then you're going to know how to sell your value. Why? Because you are the commodity. I'm the commodity. If people don't buy into me, they're not going to buy my training services. They're not going to hire me to produce sales for them. They're not going to hire me to train them how to produce more sales or become better salespeople, right? I eat, I breathe, I live this. This is part of my character. This is who I am and what I do. Does that make sense? So, anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. I want to thank you for sharing your time. And remember this, change your mindset, and then you change your game. That's why I call it Paul's Mindset and Attitude Training Program, because it's all about a mindset. And before we go, share your comments below. Let me know what you think. Smash the like button, hit the subscription button below. and subscribe to my channel. And also share this video with others if you think it can help other agents. Till we speak again, and part number 2, take care of yourself. Good luck. And I wish you the best. Talk to you later. Bye.